should be like you, Mel.
Ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Is this the way to Barcelona? Bayern Munich, Lazio, Roma. Cherries boys are taking over. The Champions League awaits for us. I tell you what, we might be singing that at the end of the season, but you know, less about my singing. We beat Nottingham Forest 2-0 this weekend at Dean Court. And this is Cherry Slaps. I'm not Ollie, as you can probably tell. But let me get in some very special guests. Ollie, hopefully, fingers crossed, will be joining us very shortly. But firstly, my co-host, Mr. Matthew Harrison. How you doing, Matt?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, looking forward to discussing this one. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to chatting with our guests as well. So, yeah, should be a good one.
Good stuff. Good stuff. My singing's not that good, is it? I'm not going to go on the X Factor.
I'm not even going to pass comment on it.
Okay, fair enough.
It's that bad. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Let's welcome in Malcolm Chiverton. How you doing, Malcolm? Safely back in Germany?
Yeah, hello, Craig, hello, Matt, and everybody in the chat. Yeah, glad to be back home eventually. Yeah, it's the joys of traveling. But wow, what a journey. It was on my bucket list and it didn't disappoint.
No.
I shall say more in a little while.
Definitely.
Thanks for having me on.
Not a problem. Always a pleasure, Malcolm. Always a pleasure, mate. And great to finally meet you. After a bit of a false start, I think it was, I can't remember. It was my fault, wasn't it? I didn't book the day of work. Yeah, about 5 months ago. Matt managed it, but I stuffed up. But I've also got a Forest fan and a very, very, very good friend of mine as well. If you did watch my instant reaction, he was running away from me yesterday. He didn't really want to discuss the game, but he's here now. Mr. Dorr, how you doing, Mr. Dorr?
First of all, Craig, your singing was fantastic. That was me last season.
Was it?
Yeah, that was me last season, but we got Europa League instead. So great singing. And second of all, yeah, I tried to run away from you as much as I can. So yeah, but yeah, thank you for having me on. And
that's all right, mate. Always a pleasure.
Hello, everyone.
A pleasure, mate. Good to have you. Good to have you. Well, I tell you what, let's just quickly go into the comments. There is a couple on here already. Jamie Keynes, he is in the background. We will get you on very, very shortly, Jamie. Looking forward to this show, and looking forward to hearing what you got to say as well, Jamie. Chris Hubble, looking forward to the show as well. And he says, evening, everyone. And we've also got Gladstone Garaka. Said, everyone, up the cherries. Hi, everyone, up the cherries. Good to see you. And a new name, always welcome. Always welcome. Well, I'll tell you what, let's get stuck into it. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to pass the mantle over to yourself firstly, Mr. Dorr. because, as everybody knows, Evangelos Marinakis made a decision before this game to dispose of the services of Ange, nice Ange, and bring in Sean Dyche. What did you make of Dyche's first Forest lineup, and how does it compare against what Ange did?
Listen, we beat Porto 2-0 in the Europa, and
Yes.
if you win, you've got to keep the same team.
Mhm.
We did make one change, and that was because of Zinc got injured, and we brought in Slovenia. So listen, that's what you got to do, then, right? If you win, you keep the same team. So there's no issues with that. But do you want me to talk about how I felt about the whole game as well, Craig? Or
Well, I'll tell you what. What did you make? When you saw the lineup from the Cherries, I know you know quite a bit about our football club already. You can't seem to beat us. Sorry to rub it in.
we never beat you lot. I'm sick to death of it. We never beat. Don't get me started.
But there was no Dango today because he's gone to Brentford. No Dominic Solanke, who always used to have a
Or
good time
Philip
against you.
or Billing.
Or Philip Billing, yes, Philip Billing always used to have fun against you guys. What did you feel? Did you actually feel like you was coming down here and could get something after that Porto game?
No, not one bit. Because when I saw your lineup, like I said, you had usual Clivert and Lewis Cook. I think it was Lewis Cook, and Scott. They're great players, and I thought, no, this is not going to be easy at all. And then I said, the thing about Bournemouth, and I like about Bournemouth, they signing players like no one knows who's who. And
Yeah.
I looked at Tiago again. Who's this tall guy down number 44? And I don't know who he is. I don't know who the right back was either as well. And I thought, okay, we got a chance. But your league table doesn't lie. Like I said, you was fifth at the time, and I thought, no, this is gonna be a game that we never beat you lot at all. And I'm not going to go on and say, oh yeah, we beat Porto. This one game is going to be so easy, but it wasn't. It wasn't. And listen, you've got a good side, man. And this is why I want to praise your manager, because he's bringing in players like no one knows who they are. Like we was the same back in the day, like bringing players like we don't know who they are, and then selling for like big prices. And for Bournemouth, like when I saw your landline, I was like, oh, I can't go on record and say we're going to beat you lot, because, like I said, it'd be stupid of me to do it. And listen, I seen it and I thought, oh, Clivert is the main threat. Because remember when he scored against us early last season.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was a bit worried, but yeah, you've got a good side, man. Very, very good team, man. Listen, I'll be surprised if you're not in top 6.
Well, you've mentioned the back line there, and of course the recruitment by Simon Francis and Thiago Pinto has been absolutely exceptional at this football club for so long. Matt, I'll come to you next. When we look at the Forest lineup, is this really a side that should be fighting relegation?
No. I think Forest have got a decent set of players, and yeah, from the way they lined up at the weekend, I think personally, and in time when Dyche settles in, that they'll be giving teams that a real game. I think they will probably, from most Forest fans' perspective, disappointing against us. I watched them play Porto. I was quite impressed with them against Porto, and I thought, do you know what? They're going to give us, a hell of a game on Sunday. Second half, I thought they were much better. I know we're going to break down first half, second half, but second half, I thought they were much better. But yeah, no, definitely not a side that, and in time, I think once Dyche is settled and got, his, philosophy across to the players, I think they're going to be fine. Whether he's their long-term option, it remains to be seen. But, he's definitely going to stabilise the ship for him. And I personally can't see him going down, personally.
Malcolm, I'll come to you for this question because Forest, of course, got into Europe, and deservedly so. They should have probably got into the Champions League at one point. It just tailed off a little bit towards the end. But you look at that side, and I've got to agree, there is tons of quality in there. But coming back to this Marinakis situation, the three managers changing over the course of this season, do you think, like Morgan Gibbs-White, when I saw him on Sunday, he looked devoid of the confidence that you would expect him to have. He's a quality player, but he's just devoid of the confidence. Do you think that this has had such a terrible effect on this Forest team?
Well, I mean, if you're going to go back to, obviously, with Sean being the third manager now in such a short space of time, it doesn't make good reading, first of all, and it will affect the players. Now, once Sean came in, everybody knows how Sean Dyche likes to set plays up.
Yeah.
Normally quite good defensively. It's not the best brand of football in the world, admittedly. I mean, we've seen it with Burnley, Everton, and probably the Forest fans might think, oh, God, we're going to put up with this. But the first game against Porto, and I saw it as well, and I echo what Matt said, they looked really good. There was a Forest team that was, hang on, we got a new manager. It's given the players the confidence to go out there and do a job, which they did. And I wasn't worried about the opposition for Sunday's game, but I thought it will be a battle. Obviously, the first half, it was like, wow, I expected more from the Forest team, to be honest with you. But Bournemouth playing the way they do, the way they've stepped up over the last 2-3 seasons, or now into the third season, they're going to be a tough nut to crack. And I'm not saying as a Bournemouth fan, I'm saying as a football fan, look at what they're doing. And it's, obviously if you're a Cherries fan, you must be rubbing your hands with the way things are running at the moment. But take each game as it comes. And to be honest with you, I was a bit disappointed with Nottingham Forest at the weekend. I did expect more from them. They got some quality players, like Matt said. So where does the problem lie? Now take the owner out of the equation. It's down to the players, Sean Dyche and his training staff. And I don't think it's going to take him that many weeks to build something. Don't expect miracles, but bit by bit, he'll see where the mistakes were. He's not naive. He's been around the block a few times. So, yeah, I will echo what Matt said. They won't be going down. They just need a bit more time. The only disadvantage that they'll have, if any, is that too many games being in Europe. That is, that's going to be the sticking point. Now, what do you go for? Do you go for Europe or do you go for Premier League? And that's something they're going to have to decide amongst them. Is obviously staying in Europe is bringing in money, isn't it? So
it is. But
I mean, that is a question I wouldn't mind asking Mr. Dorr. What would you think? Is it a question of we'll go hell for leather to get as far as we can in Europe, or saying, look, we'll take the cut and let's stay in the Premier League?
It's a very interesting question because I was saying to Craig on Friday on my show, Premier League is main place you want to be. And listen, being in Europe, I love going. Like I said, I'm going to every away game. And being a football fan, like I said, you want to travel and see your club. But the main thing is to stay in the Premier League. That's the main objective. We beat Porto, and now because Porto was the biggest team that we got from till January. But the Premier League is a main objective. We all know Sean Dyche has got a big task. and we all know it. There's going to be fans who's not going to be a fan of Dyche. I wanted Sean Dyche. I wanted Sean Dyche because we was in a mess under Ange, and we can all criticise the way Dyche plays, but look at his record. He keeps teams up. There's going to be moments like, oh, Dyche ball, this and this and this. Listen, we're in a mess, and playing Saturday or Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Saturday, games are coming fast and thin. And this week's the first time we've got like a week off. And today Dyche has got his team in today to sort out the problem. And like I said, I want to stay in the Premier League, but Europe football, as far as we can go. But the main objective is as football fans, we hate being in the Championship. I hate the Championship. When everyone says, "Oh, it's a good league," no, it's not. It's a horrible league to get out of. Was there for 23 years? I don't want to go there. One day we'll be back down there, but hopefully it's not next season. So again, I'm up for it. I'm up for Sean Dyche, but there's going to be more bruisers this season. All us football fans, let's say, as a football fan, we all get the word entitlement, because we did fantastic last season. Everyone assumes because of what the owner's done for us. And I said to Craig, after Craig slagged our owner off consistently, he's done so much good for our club. But the main objective is to stay in the Premier League. Do whatever in Europa, but main thing is stay in the Premier League.
Okay.
Question there then. And then we'll get straight onto the game. If you don't blame Evangelos Marinakis, who do you blame at Nottingham Forest? Which players do you blame for these errors? Or do you blame the managers?
First of all, we will stop with Nuno. Because like I said, Nuno did fantastic for us last season. He got us into Europe. But with opening his mouth before the West Ham game, like I said, quick again, and yourself or chat wants to get involved with this. Why would you open your mouth if you got a relationship with the owner or Edu is not great? Privately do it.
Yes,
and that's where the problem started. Then we lose to West Ham 3-0, and then a week later he gets sacked. So for that, you've got to put the faults on Nuno. And again, Nuno did fantastic for us for getting us into Europe after 30 years. And then we bring in Ange. Everyone knows what Ange did.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for him a little bit because of what the media, the so-called big media companies, absolutely destroyed him. But at the same time, as all football fans know, results mean on the pitch, and results wasn't great. No wins at all. The only good football that we had was Real Betis at home, but Real Betis away, first half. Best football I've ever seen as a football fan. But then, no wins in the Premier League. So, for that bit, I felt sorry for Ange, but he had to go. He had to go after losing, was it 3-0 to Chelsea? And then we got a massive task, bringing, like, we brought Dyche in. And, yeah, listen to me, we are in a relegation scrap.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100. We are in relegation scrap because as football fans, what's everyone's main objective is? Stay away from the bottom three, right? Because we all know as football fans, we're never going to be in that bracket of being a top 6 team. Bournemouth started fantastic this season. They're not going to get the respect that they deserve from the big social media, from the big companies. And that's a problem. It happened to Forest. It's okay, like I said, with Bournemouth, to keep yourself to yourself. We all know Marinakis. Every time Marinakis does something, it blows up.
Yeah.
Your owner might be a bit quiet on that, but the main objective like that, and there's no disrespect to Bournemouth.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Let's say everyone should say, just stay away from the bottom three. That's all, and that's what I said at the start of the season, because we got European football. Stay away from the bottom three, and now look where we are. We're in the bottom three, but at the same time we got European football. So I can't be like, oh, this, and this, because it's facts. We just gotta stay away from the bottom three, and hopefully Dyche does well for us.
I do get your point completely as well about how the big media outlets, let's be honest, Andoni Iraola's been linked with every bloody club going.
Okay, and can I say something to stop about that? Because you've got a fantastic manager as well.
Yeah.
I wish to have him. And because you're Bournemouth, a small club in Bournemouth, and like I said, no disrespectful, because you are where you are.
Mm-hmm.
But because he's done well for your club, you're going to get the media say, oh, he's linked with this club, this club, this club. Why don't you show some respect? Maybe he wants to stay at your club, Bournemouth, because he's doing well. Why break it? And
So well said.
And when we sat Ange, like I said, loosely, let me put it loosely linked, loosely.
Yeah.
I loved how have him. Like, remember, like, was it? Did he? He didn't win the first. Was it the first 9 games at your club?
No, he didn't win the first 9 games.
Exactly.
I wrote him off. I was
the
stupid.
first 9 games. Everyone wrote him off. Now look at him. He's linked with everyone. So again, you've got a great manager.
Mm-hmm.
You started well, but you won't get the respect as you were. So yeah, that's my little rant. That's my little rant, people.
No, it's and honestly, I completely agree with what you've said there. You know, the media outlets, they don't give smaller teams like us, and you know, Forest aren't a small team. Forest are a massive team, but you know, again, it's always the Man Uniteds, the Man Cities. Man City's just pushed their way into it, really. Spurs, Chelsea, Arsenal, just seems all about them. What we'll do is we'll get on to the match, because I know we're about 20 minutes in already.
I've talked too much, Anna. I've talked too much.
No.
It's great to have you on.
It makes real sense. I'm going to go through some of these comments quickly now. Sean, good afternoon, Sean. Good evening, Sean. Man of your word with Dyche, you don't have to worry about relegation, and that's it, sadly, for you. To be honest, I can't see Forest getting relegated. I know that I've got a little bit of clickbait, but no, I'm hoping, fingers crossed. You know, I went to university in Nottingham. I don't want to see you go down. Have I got anyone to agree Koopy starts over ever yet, which is what I've said for a long time now. We will come into that. That's a very, very, very good point. Niels Junker has put cherries and some love hearts. Good to see you, Niels. I hope you're doing well. Sean family has said, I've been loving seeing these Man United clips making fun of Liverpool, but ignoring that we're above both. Yeah, let them carry on with it. We'll just fly under the radar. Paul from Oz. Good to see you, Paul. Good to see you back home, Malcolm.
Thanks, Paul. Yep.
Mark Collins, why are we talking about Forest? Well, so we were playing. So, yeah, we are.
It's being respectful, I think.
Yes, most definitely. Shauna said it's too early to choose Europe or Premier League, but after Xmas, maybe start thinking about it if still in Europe. I think Forest have got a good chance in Europe. Let's be honest, you know, you have got a good chance, Mr. Dorr, but, you know, at the end of the day, like you say, Premier League is the bread and butter, and it will come on to next season as well. You know, you've got more of a chance of getting back into Europe, and that's the consistency you want. You know, hey, I wouldn't be too bothered if we had a European flirtation, we went out in the group stages, you know, as long as we put in some good performances, but got in there the following season.
You know, Craig, listen, I went to Real Betis
a
month ago, and it was absolutely amazing experience to see Forest in Europe. And but if Bournemouth do it, listen, you're gonna have it's too early to say, but listen, it's just being a fan. Like, I'm going to Stern Graz 2 weeks' time. I can't wait for it. Just see my club play, and hopefully, like I said, I want Bournemouth, even if they did slap us yesterday. I want Bournemouth, like these teams like Bournemouth, Brighton, these teams like doing well in going to Europe and that.
Oh, most definitely. And I was delighted when you got into Europe. I'm delighted that Crystal Palace got into Europe. You know, the ones
Don't mention Palace here while I'm here. Don't mention that. So.
Oh dear, there's a rivalry, another rivalry.
Not a rivalry. No, I've got no problem with Palace, but like I said, I could be another 20 minutes on here. So.
Yeah, I'll shut up about that. That's a whole different subject. Ollie Hudson, it is his show. He is driving home. But yeah, hopefully everything is all good. Sean has said, I said on the radio, Sean, if you are able to come on a little bit later on, please do come on, because I've heard about this Chris Sutton conversation. Remember, I had a conversation with Chris Sutton when we sacked Scott Parker all the way back from Liverpool, and I said that he needed to be sacked. That's actually a good point to bring in because of what Mr. Dawes said there about Nuno. Because, of course, Scott Parker opened his mouth, and I was saying at that point that, Scott needed to go. So, hey, I can't have it both ways. Mark has said, remember when we were playing in the lower leagues, how many games did we play a week? Did we complain?
No, right. Let me ask you about Mark.
Yeah, go for it.
The issue is what I said, and it's going to happen. It happens to Bournemouth if you get Europa League or whatever, wherever competition they're going to be in. They need a big squad. And listen, we can't predict if they're going to be crap next season because no one will know. But I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I'm loving it before I was in Europa League. Love it, every single bit of it. It could have been Champions League, but we struggled at the end of the season. But I'm loving just going to Europe football. I'm loving it. Exactly. It costs us a lot. It costs us a lot as well.
Yeah. But probably have to get a bank loan to do it. But
just a tad.
I won't tell the other half. Just keep it quiet.
Well, I will quick if you stop saying something like Mr. Marinakis.
Yeah. Marinakis, if you get on the good side, he might pay for you.
Exactly.
Paul has said, great to hear Forest fans' point of view. Most definitely. Hi, all, loving the Forest fan giving his opinions. Ethan Burney. Yes.
Thanks, Ethan.
And Paul has said, did Mr. Dorr find last season when Forest were winning a lot, the media always said the other team had an off day?
All the time. It was a bit frustrating when you hear it, and again, Craig, I said you on Friday.
Yeah,
they always want to hear the negative side about Forest, especially when it comes around Mr. Marinakis every single time. And when we said at the end of the season, end of the last 6 or 7 games last season, we started fading away. People thought, "Oh, Forest have bottled it. This and this and this." Like, listen. That's what the media would just want teams like, I don't know, Man U, Spurs, back where they belong. They don't want to see teams like Forest or Bournemouth doing well. They don't want to see it, and that's what hurts, because you, like I said, and again, no disrespect to Bournemouth. I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all. Like, we've got a small stadium, not a big fan base, but I want to see Bournemouth in Europe. Like, and just make these top 6 teams suffer, because you've done well. You've done very well. And like I said, if you do get top 5 or top 7, top 5, or is it top 4, then listen, it'd be good to see, because I'm sick of it. I'm seeing teams like Spurs and always in top 6.
Yeah. 100%. I'll just quickly run through these last couple of comments and then we'll get straight onto the game. In the Premier League, every team's fans that play in Europe complain about the tide effect generally if they lose, but that's the Premier League. Yeah, it's because the competition is played at such a high intensity nowadays. These players are, so fit, so healthy, and playing at such high levels. I'm sure it does take it out of them. It's not like me going up the park on a Sunday morning trying to kick a ball around, doing it pretty awfully. Mark said Mr. Dyche made every possible excuse. Tiredness was one. But then again,
has Mark got beef with me or something? Bloody hell.
I don't think he's a Forest fan.
Huh?
I don't think he's a Forest fan, is he? He's not a
Bloody
Forest fan,
hell,
but
bloody hell.
hey ho, it is what it is. Every manager's gonna say something, but hey, it is what it is. And Sean said some fans are more honest though, but I mean in general. And yeah, this is this is why we're discussing this at this moment in time. So I'll tell you what, let's get straight onto this game. So the first 20 minutes of the match, I'm just having a look at the match stats here. We were completely in the ascendancy. Matt, what did you make of how we come out the blocks and how high we was pressing Forest from the get-go?
But the first 20 minutes, I think personally was really what I think shook Forest up a bit. Really, to be fair, we got straight at them from the off, but that's the same in every game. The first 20 minutes of probably every game this season has been exactly the same. It's how we play straight from the off. So yeah, I don't think there's really anything out of the normal with that, to be honest.
No. And Malcolm, we were dominant right up until what can be called well, I don't know what you can call it, that corner. It was just something special. I can't think of the last time I saw a corner like that.
Well, okay. Dominant, yes, we were. Pressing all over the pitch, in pockets, left, right, centre. It was, quite a standard Bournemouth start, really. It shouldn't have been a corner, first of all.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Let's be honest about it. It was one the referee didn't get right. But wow, didn't see it happening. And then suddenly the damn thing flying into the net. Okay. Can you blame Sells for his positioning? He got a little bit of a nudge from Tyler Adams, but I wouldn't say that was enough to put him, away from the ball or whatever. Because he did. I mean, he did jump for it. He just totally missed it, and the ball just flew over the top of him into the corner. So, wow, it was just come on, be honest, a little bit of a fluke, if you like, but you don't see that very often, do you?
No.
It was a fortunate goal. Let's put it that way. That's all I'll say on it.
Yeah. I mean, just to touch back on what Malcolm said there in terms of the actual corner itself being awarded, it wasn't a corner. And what I can't understand is that the linesman has actually said it's not a corner, and
Exactly.
who's in a worse position. And now obviously we'll take it. It's a goal. We're going to take it at the end of the day.
But I mean, only 2 goals, weren't they?
If you're looking at it from a footballing perspective, it's not a corner. So in fairness, Forest unfortunately were robbed on that one. In terms of the actual corner itself, he actually took 2 corners previously to that, and he couldn't even get it across into the box. So whether he's actually meant that or not, I very much doubt it. Obviously, Stanislas scored against United direct from the corner with the first season when we're in the Premier League. So they don't happen very often, but when they do happen, whoever takes the corner, obviously it's great for them. But all in all, his third delivery of the game was spot on. His first 2 weren't, but you can question maybe the goalkeeper's positioning, this, that, and the other. But overall, I think if I was looking at it from Forest's perspective, I'd feel a little bit robbed on that one.
Mr. Dorr, Sean Dyche is a very good defensive manager. Said that last season as well when he was at Everton. They defended so well. They couldn't attack, whereas Forest have got the attack. But was you surprised with the defensive and the amount of opportunities and the amount of luck we was getting in that opening 20 minutes and up to that corner?
first 20 minutes was rubbish.
Mm.
Absolutely rubbish. And the way we was playing, like I said, we wasn't set up defensively because, like I said, there was no DM in that team. Like what people say, Douglas Luiz is more of a DM. Anderson, he takes the ball off the centre backs and da. But first off was awful, and we can complain about the goal. Like I said, it wasn't a corner, but Sel should do better. I think Sel should do better. Make that box his. He should have just took out whoever was in front of him. But first 20 minutes we would like to say it wasn't great at all. And do you want to mention the second goal as well? Or is it just
We might as well. Yeah, we might as well. It kind of coincides.
Yeah, and your second goal. What was Anderson and Douglas Luiz doing? Getting away with each other. But the whole first half was crap, absolutely crap. And I said when I was at the game, we should have took off Gibbs White, Anderson, and Douglas Luiz off, because your Bournemouth midfield, like I said to Dave, mate, who's that blue number 8 for Bournemouth? Scott. What a player! What a player! Dictating, not getting close to him, and this is what happens. And we mentioned when I said with the players that we've got, the England internationals, Brazilian international, Scott, what a player! And I was surprised if, and I said, and again, I'm not trying to disrespect at all. I'm surprised he would be linked with a bigger club. And with your players, like I said, with Bournemouth, like I said, first half, wow, it could have been 3 or 4. The way because we didn't test the goalkeeper. We had one chance, I think. I think it was Nico Williams. I think it was. Whoever it is.
Yes.
But for that, we didn't even touch Shaw. Bournemouth just basically took the mick out of us, and it should have been 3 or 4 to Bournemouth, because, like I said, if we can do better, we should do better with the both of the goals. But listen, first off, we were just shocking, and you know what? I said to my friend, if we could take 11 players off, I would have took them all off, because it was absolutely shocking.
No, fair enough.
I agree with that. I can understand what you're saying. I was really disappointed with Forest, especially in the first half. Really was.
It's not the Forest from last season, and you never know, Mr. Dorr. There might be a reaction off the back of this game, like there was when you beat you 5-0, and then you went and beat Brighton 7-0. It can work like that, football, and hopefully Sean Dyche can give them a kick up the backside, and He needs
to.
Yeah, because they're a lot better team. Forest are a lot better team than what they performed like on Sunday. But Matt, at half time we were turning round, weren't we? We was discussing this, and Elliot Anderson, he is a player who, like you said, he's on the plane. He's on the plane to the World Cup. Gibbs White, I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the plane. But what did you make of those two players in particular, for Forest? Because they're they're the two players that you would say, of course, Murillo as well, we bring in, who's a defender I'd absolutely love at this football club. But, Anderson, Gibbs White, what do you make of them on Sunday?
Gibbs White, not a great game. No. Anderson is a player that I really, really rate. I think he's had some good performances for Forest this season, but not on Sunday, unfortunately. He's been very good, I think, for England. And for me, if I was England manager, he'd be one of the players at the moment that would definitely be on the plane if he keeps his performance is consistent. But yeah, not as threatening as I thought they would be pre-match. I thought they were quite disappointing, but at the same time, got to give our midfield credit, like Mr. Dawes said. Scott was again excellent. Adams defensively is fantastic.
Adams was good as well.
And in terms of breaking them down and winning the ball back in the midfield. Yeah, I can see from a Forest perspective that, maybe their midfield had an off day, but at the same time, I'll give our midfield some credit because, they played well again. And those two this season are, performing really, really well every game. They're even keeping our player of the season out of the side.
Yeah.
Who's struggling to get back in. So again, from Scott and Adams's point of view, they had a really, really strong game again. And I think the thing is they overload players like Gibbs White and Anderson, and these quality players come up against these two and have been struggling this season. There's quite a few games you can look back on and say that they were a credit in that midfield. So but in terms of those two players, both quality players. Like I say, when you look across the whole of the Forest team, I think they've got a lot of quality. But I was, especially from Elliot Anderson, he's the one I think I really rate out the two. I'm a real big fan of him from an England perspective. And disappointed with his performance. But again, I wouldn't want him really playing well against us because obviously I want us to get the 3 points being a Bournemouth fan. But when you look at it, disappointing.
Malcolm.
Yeah.
I've saved this one especially for you.
Because
Ellie Junior Krupi, a man that you really, really, really like. What a bloody goal.
But first of all, thanks, ref, for playing the advantage. That's all I'm going to say on that. With the foul on Tyler Adams in the centre circle, and he saw Krupi at the ball and he's just let the play carry on. And he did more or less similar to what Kluivert did against Fulham. He just went at him, and then boom. I mean, he's got it in his bag, hasn't he? He's a young lad, 19 years old. We've been waiting and waiting for him to get his chance. Unfortunately, Evers got injured. I would rather have seen it done on merit, but when a player gets injured, then you're thrown in. Wow. He hasn't disappointed, has he? He really hasn't disappointed. Wonderful strike. I'm not going to even blame the keeper for that because the swerve, the bounce before him, he was never going to get it. He was never going to get it. So I'm not blaming the keeper at all for that. Wonderful, wonderful striker's goal. And made me happy.
Yeah. I tell you.
He's just to touch on that quickly. Sorry, before we move on. Because obviously that was again a fantastic finish from him. And I think when you look back at it, and I know Sean made a little point further back on in the chat about Krupi, and I think it's probably best now to maybe discuss that point because I've always been a massive, massive fan of Evan Nilsson.
Me too.
But I've always been excited by Krupi, been looking forward to him, playing for us after, watching what he managed to achieve last season. And I've got to say, credit where credit's due. Krupi, not only is he scoring, but he's also doing a similar job to what Evan Nilsson's doing. He is, his off the ball movement has been excellent the past two games.
Brilliant,
And I've got to say credit to Sean because Sean has said it all season. And we've all said that, Evan Nilsson's got to start, because he does this. Yes, he doesn't score goals all the time, but I think Krupi is actually proving that now that, you can play that role and finish. And I think this is probably what Evan Nilsson needs to up his game now. And I think this will work out in Bournemouth's favour because I think you're going to have two very, very competitive strikers now. In that one starting place. Because I can't see both of them starting.
No.
I know Krupi can play out wide. I don't see what benefit that's going to do for us because obviously we've got a lot of players in those positions. And he's scoring by being the forward, by being that centre man. So at the end of the day, you know, fair play to Sean because he's seen it all season. But yeah, I think this is only going to benefit us now because it's going to up Evan Nilsson's game as well, which can only benefit us going forward. But I think Malcolm wants to add a point in there.
Go on,
Yeah,
Malcolm.
I mean, actually being at the ground, yippee, and actually seeing the players live and seeing the movement and what Matt said about Krupi, what he does up front, is phenomenal. You know, he was everywhere, across the front line, dropping back, whatever. I mean, we see it with Evan Nilsson all the time. Obviously, from my perspective, I see it all on TV, but to actually be in the stadium, see it, how the players performing, wow. But that, you know, he was a standout player for me. He wasn't the standout player, but you know, he got a high rating from me, definitely. I don't know if you wanted to bring Jamie in for his comment, Craig.
Yes, that would be good actually at this point in time. So it is a warm welcome back to Mr. Jamie Keynes. How you doing, Jamie?
I'm all good, Craig. What about yourself?
Yeah, all good. Thank you, mate. All good. And thank you for being so patient. I'm sorry to making you wait there, but
Nah, it's
Jamie,
okay.
what did you make of that first half of football?
First half, it's the best I've probably seen us play in the first half for quite a while now. I mean, to be honest, it reminded me a bit of when we played Crystal Palace away as well.
Yes.
Just dominate the first half, took our chance. I do agree with the corner. It wasn't a corner, but we'll take it anyway. Standout player will be, for me, I'm gonna give it to Krupi.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh well, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed. You know, more, you know, fantastic nights like that as well coming up very, very soon, Jamie. You know, I can't see us getting beat at this moment in time. Can you?
Not at the moment. We don't really fear anyone at the moment. Semenyo, did he get any? No, he didn't get an assist yesterday. It was Tavernis scored no assist, and then it was Adams' assist for the second one. I thought Adams was solid again in midfield, breaking it up. Yeah. I also thought Jimenez at right back was quite good as well.
Yeah.
Interesting thing, what I didn't see, because Adam Smith wasn't on the bench yesterday, so I don't know what's happened there.
Well, he's given faith to Alex Jimenez, which is great, because Jimenez is definitely the future. Definitely the future. Jamie, if you don't mind, I'm going to pop you backstage because I know Mr. Dorr and also Matt will need to shoot off in a bit, but I will bring you back in. Is that all right, mate?
Yep. That's all right.
Yeah, I shall speak to you in a little while then. Right, Mr. Dorr. Second half. I think Forest did come back into the game a little bit.
Well, we brought 3 subs on. We brought with Omar Hutchinson coming on, and Omar Hutchinson's not been playing much because he's not in the Europa League squad.
Yeah,
and he's not been given much game time. But when he come on, a little bright spell from him. I love Ryan Yates, and when Yates come on, because when I said the first half, I said the 3 midfielders were awful. We missed that Ryan Yates type of player in that midfield just to kick lumps of Scott, because Scott was getting too much work in that midfield, and as well as Adams. But who was come on? Who was?
and it was
Tawani coming as well.
Oh, ain't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and let's say a little glimpse, like Gibbs White had that shot, and it was a great save from the goalkeeper as well. But yeah, it was a bit improved second half and that, but all around, like I said, the way it wasn't going away at all. I think we needed an early goal second half just to rattle you fellas a little bit, but you got to praise the Bournemouth back line. They did the job, and so you got to give full credit to Bournemouth because, like I said, I ain't got a clue who that when I see that big centre back, I know who the hell is this guy.
Honestly, Milosakovic, he's brilliant.
Milosakovic,
how old is he?
Really
Is he 19?
He's,
18.
18,
He's
yeah.
18 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Serbian international. Of course, he hasn't been in the Serbian full team until
He'll
very
get there.
recently.
He'll definitely get there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what it is? Because we didn't. Who's next, the other guy next to him? The other centre back.
Celesi.
They had so much time on the ball, especially the first half. So much time on the ball, and like with Jesus, I said, bless him. Like I said, he's just like they could just like kick past each other with no one there. And but yeah, I was really impressed with both centre backs as well, and especially the right back. I think I was impressed with the whole back four, if I'm honest. But listen, second half, it was just much better. Much better second half, but like I said, going to get credit to Bournemouth. Kept it tight. And yeah, like I said, well deserved 3 points. And hopefully, like I said, you can carry on with this form because we haven't got you lot till the end of the last game of the season.
Yes.
So listen, well deserved Bournemouth. Great 3 points for you lot and for his first lot. Like I said, we've got so much to do. And like I said, I just want to forget about this game because Bournemouth, as you know, we've not beat you since we beat you 2-1 at the Seat Ground with Henry Lansbury and
crikey, that's going back some time.
That's the last time,
wasn't it?
We did a double. We did a double against you lot. If I do remember that season,
was that the
Stuart Pearce era?
Yeah, was that the promotion season?
Yeah, when you got promoted. When you got promoted, we did a double.
Yeah.
That's when we did a double against John. And since then, we just don't beat you at all. So listen, straight aside, but like I said, Bournemouth deserves 3 points. We got to go back down to the drawing board, and we've got, like I said, these next fixtures are massive. We've got Man U, and then I'm going to Sturton Graz. Then we've got Leeds. These next 3 games, and then there's international duty afterwards. These 3 games are massive for us, and we've got to. And I believe in Sean Dyche. I'm not going to go like a few Forest fans on social media or the internet being disrespectful to Sean Dyche. But listen, I believe we can do it. But time will tell. Time will tell, and hopefully we get out of the bottom 3 soon as.
Well, fingers crossed for you, Mr. Dorr. And Mr. Dorr, always a pleasure having you on. I know you've got to shoot off and go and present your own show in a moment, but
yeah, if any Bournemouth fans want to come on my show, just watch because I've got a panel as well. Our reflection. So pop on my channel and
you know what? Once I've finished up here, I might just do that, mate.
Yeah. Do you know how to redirect? You can send your viewers to mine so they can have a little.
I don't actually. But you know,
yeah. If you go on YouTube, you can redirect from your viewers to my channel. So
I will have a little play around with that in a bit.
But yeah, well, like some people, it's been a pleasure, and hopefully you lot do good. And we got you lot in last game of the season, and. I want revenge because, like I said, I don't know if we never beat Walsall, and I said that on my vlog. You lot are Walsall to us. We don't beat you lot at all. So you're Bournemouth. You're that close for being my hated 6th team because we don't beat you lot. But jokes aside, listen, I hope you lot do well and keep winning games.
And likewise, mate, hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll turn it round. And hopefully you don't get Walsall in the FA Cup because that will...
Listen, I won't go to the game. I won't go to the game because we'll just lose.
Surely you'll beat Walsall. Come on, mate.
Craig,
Come on.
we never beat Walsall. On the top of the league in League Two.
I
We
think
never
they are,
beat them.
yeah.
We'd never, like I said, when we was in the Championship, they was in League Two. We still didn't beat them. We never beat Walsall.
They lost to Cheltenham at the weekend.
Yeah, that's Cheltenham, but when we play them, we'll lose like 4-0.
Oh, okay.
So like Bournemouth, like Bournemouth is my new Warsaw. So
yeah,
but
there we are, mate.
I hope you lot break that top 6.
No, thank you so
very much.
mate. And I shall see you in a little while then, Mr.
Right.
Dorr. Just ping
Peace
me
out,
over the
people.
link. You know
Up
where
the forest. Up the forest, people.
Up the cherries. Cheers, Mr. Dorr. There we are. That was Mr. Dorr. Go check out his channel, Dorr on Tour. Fantastic channel after this stream. Matt, bring it on to yourself because I know that you've got head off in a bit as well. But, you know, let's talk about Ryan Christie. Come on. And he had a golden opportunity to make it 3-0. What was he trying to do?
I think I haven't managed to watch the game back. Normally, when I come onto here, onto Slaps, I normally try to watch the game back because I always tend to watch the game, be in the moment, and then like to watch it back to look at things exactly what you've brought up here. But when I look back on it from seeing it just the once, I think in fairness to him, at the time I was bitterly disappointed and thinking, why on earth just did you not shoot? I think it was a little bit of communication breakdown. I think he's obviously expected. I think it was Brooksy to come in into the box, into that shooting position, but obviously I don't think he was really aware of what was around him. And I think in hindsight, if the flick had worked and Brooksy had been there to finish, it'd have been a great move. It's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those. I just think personally, if you're in that position, you've got to shoot. None of this back flicking. And when it pulls off, it's beautiful. There's a thing of beauty. There's a great piece of work. But obviously, I don't think he was fully aware of his surroundings. There might have been a bit of a communication breakdown. If the move had come off, it would have been a great goal. But when you look back on it, it's just, mate, just shoot. You deserve to score more goals. You're in a position to finish, and he would have finished there. He would have finished. That was very, very disappointing because, like I was saying to you during the game, it was a case really of us needing that third goal and it would have killed it. Second half was kind of what I expected from Forest. Dyche made the 3 substitutions, went more direct. Unfortunately, it didn't work for them. To our luck, but if I look back at the second half, the thing I was most disappointed with is that we just couldn't get that third goal to kill it. But when you look back at it, it was done in the second, in the first half. The damage was done. But like I say to you, during the game, there was times where Forest, on the rare occasions in that second half where they looked a bit dominant. That I said to you, all they need is that one goal and it can turn this game upside down. And that's why I really wanted to see the third goal. But all in all, 90 minutes, 2-0 win. We can't be disappointed. That's probably me just being ultra picky. But yeah, and I know we're going to discuss key players in a minute, but I think, I'll hand over to Malcolm before we name our our star men for the game. But from my perspective, that was how I saw the second half, really.
And Malcolm, one thing I just want to bring up, Alex Jimenez, he's been a player that we've turned around and said, has he got to do a lot more work on the training field before he cements that place? Has he made it really difficult now for Smudge to get back in this side?
100%, yes. Awesome performance of the weekend. Just give him the minutes and he'll show what he can do. And this has always been the issue with having the new players in. It's like Diakite being out as well at the weekend, bring Milos in. So Andoni's got to give the players the minutes. And when they perform like that, how can he how can you leave them out in the next game? But Jimenez, well, it's not just his defending, it's what he brings in the attack, his vision, his running. Yeah, he's just like brilliant. I'm going to say he really is, and it's a wonderful problem to have.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's a headache, obviously, for Andoni, but it's just great that we got these players in and they are performing. So, and I wasn't even bothered in the second half that, I wasn't nervous that maybe Forest would score anything because we looked so comfortable all over the pitch. We really did.
Well, let's talk about the star players very quickly.
Do you want to bring Sean in?
I shall bring on Sean because I think Sean wants to talk about his star players. And also, I want to know about what he said to Chris Sutton the other day. Hello, Sean. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good, good. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you.
Yeah, very good weekend all round. Ladies, men's, all good.
Yes.
So, yeah, I thought I'd give the BBC 5 Live, wherever it is, thing a call in there, because I thought, let's have a Bournemouth fan on there.
Yeah.
And I was just saying to them that, because they were saying about title and all this kind of stuff, I said, well, maybe my glass half full, maybe I'm just that kind of thing. But at the same time, you think, who's above us? Arsenal. They didn't get a single point against last season. Who else is being shouted for it? Manchester United. Over the last 2 seasons, they've got 2 points. City, last season was our first win against them. There's no worry about seasons and decades of history and all that kind of stuff. You can only really go on the current season there. And yeah, will we get the title? No. Can we? That's a different matter. And yeah, last season we just missed out to Europe. I pointed that out to them, and that was with halfway through the season we sent Dango up top and on the bench we had Jefferson, which he scored at the weekend. But let's be fair, he's not a Premier League player. Otherwise, it's just a youth on the bench, completely youth, no first teamers there. This season, we are got so much quality on the bench everywhere, and we can change around in that. So if we just miss out of Europe with a youth team on the bench, getting Champions League, suddenly the top lot, why not? So yeah, let's go along the lines of that.
There is tons and tons and tons of quality in this side, and I just want to come on to the star players as well. Who really stood out for you guys? We'll start off. Sean, who were your standout players?
I would say, well, there's so many different players. Jimenez, I think, absolutely amazing. He had obviously getting a few yellow cards at the beginning, so he's a bit worrying. But I think he's really grown into that role now, and now he's start automatically. Truffert, man of the match deservedly. Last few games, he did, I don't know, he seemed to be being found out a little bit, I thought, the last few games. But this game, 10 out of 10, definitely man of the match. And yeah, Krupi, just keep going with the goals and that. And I'm not giving up on Ever. I still want Ever to do well, and I think he can. He has got the qualities to do it, but I need a goal scorer, and I think it could work out in a brilliant favour. I don't know if Andoni will do it, but he does like changing things like 60, 65 minutes. Keep Krupe on in the beginning, and then bring Ever on. Ever can take on those tired legs, and it'll give him more chances, and he can get more confidence. And then hopefully we get 2 strikers that both get in the goals. But the moment Krupi edges it. But the one question I wanted to ask you guys, because I don't know if it was just me looking at a negative side of the game, and there was only one, and there were some fans behind me saying the same thing as I was thinking at that. Semenyo, during this particular game, he was not the attacking player. He's got an extremely high standard. So it's hard to say with that. But he just didn't seem to go forward nowhere near as much as I thought. Don't get me wrong, when he got the ball, he never lost it. He kept hold of it. He'd always get it back to the team, and that he complete control in that. But he seemed to not be willing to go forward nowhere near as much as usual. I don't know if anyone else felt it, but
I've
behind me,
got a real opinion about this.
He was very, very well marked out the game, I think, by
Savona.
the Forest right back. And to give him credit, the right back from Forest, he really marked. And me and Craig were both saying during the game as we were watching it how he was marked at the game. And you're going to get managers that are going to pinpoint Semenyo as a real threat, and I think Craig would probably agree with me. Credit to the Forest player who did a great job on marking him, I think, and that's why he was allowed to go forward. And you're right, Sean. He still had control. He's still passing the ball and things like that. But in terms of being able to attack like he normally does, I think credit there to the Forest defender.
Yeah, I mean, he said when he got the ball, he was ganged up. There was multiple players around him. He done really well keeping hold of the ball. It just shows his quality in that. But that's attacking side of it. That's Forest do good with that. But yeah, that was the one thing I heard from fans behind me going, "Oh, Semenyo's a bit quiet today," and that. But that's the only negative I would say about the game.
Their number 37, Savona, in all honesty, was probably their best player on the pitch. And it was because he basically snuffed out Semenyo's threat throughout the whole of that match. Don't get me wrong, Semenyo did manage to get himself on the ball, but his routes were being blocked. Savona was getting very, very close to him. He was reading the runs very, very well. The Forest man was, and to be fair, give a lot of credit to Savona, because let's be fair, Semenyo is a great player. We're very, very lucky to have him at this football club. But we are going to have that. We're going to have that for the rest of the season. He is the danger man, that a lot of people will pinpoint. So they will try and basically snuff him out of the match. Matt, who was your standout players for the Cherries?
I'll give you this, and I've got to jump off. But
that's fine, mate. Not a problem.
In terms of standout, players. I mean, again, credit to everybody, across the field. I think everyone put in a decent performance. Like we said earlier with Mr. Dorr, the two midfielders were an absolute credit. Krupi, again, like we touched on earlier, in terms of his not only his finish, which was fantastic, but his movement off the ball and the way he was opening up that forward line for our wingers. But for me, standout player and my man of the match, and myself and Malcolm were discussing this before we come on air. For me is Jimenez. Now, he's someone that I've liked since he's come in. And I think now from Andoni's perspective, he's absolutely spoilt for that position, because obviously we've got Smithy, who knows that position like the back of his hand. You've got James Hill that can operate there, and also Arehu. But yesterday, what I was really impressed with, and where I think he's really improved, was defensively. Now, going forward, he's excellent, and I think he's been excellent going forward all season. But yesterday, I was really impressed with his defensive positioning and his defensive play yesterday. So I think he's gone up that step already, which was what myself and Malcolm were discussing before we come on air. So for me, yesterday, Jimenez, man of the match. But it's always difficult to pick a man of the match at the minute, isn't it? Because everyone is playing so well. I'm sure a lot of people will say Krupi because of the finish. Some people may even, I thought Tavernier had a better game yesterday, actually. I've been a bit critical of Tavernier lately. He's come on. So when you look across the field, there's so many decent performances, but because of that defensive element that I saw in Jimenez yesterday, and because that's an improvement, I'm going to give it to Jimenez.
Fair enough. Matt, no doubt we'll catch up very, very soon. I know you have to head off.
Yeah.
It has been over an hour, this Cherry Slaps, but we were going to enjoy this victory against Forest. They can never beat us, can they? It's just a yearly annual defeat for Nottingham Forest, isn't it? That just turns up. But yeah.
I think you're going to need to get straight to Malcolm because it looks like he's about to fall asleep. But yeah, okay, guys, cheers.
Thank you so much, Matt.
Everybody later on in the week.
Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. I'll see you later.
Hold on a minute before we go.
We need to play a video, don't we?
We do.
Right.
So, hi all in the Cherry Slap Show. This is Daz from Cherry Down Under. In regards to the game, if the Forest are coming to Vitality, at least bring the Woods. No Woods playing made the Lumberjacks' job real easy. We chopped them trees down. There was no Forest. Sam Dyche, you need to do better, mate. Otherwise, you're going to be going the same place as the others. Let's get going. I mean, the 1 minute silence, first of all, the bugler was great. Everyone paid respect, which was awesome. From the off, kickoff, bang, tabs, 1 minute 10 seconds, hard low shot, amazing save by Sales. What a start that would have been. 1-0 up in the first 1 minute and 10. Tabs, I've given him a hard time in the past, but I'll tell you what, he shone today. He was amazing. Captain's armband, well deserved. Semenyo, 7 minutes. Bang, another amazing save by Sales. Could have been 2-0 up in the first 7 minutes. Tabs corner. Was it a corner? In real time, it was a corner. If you slowed it down, it may have come off the Tabs boot, but we play in real time and it was a corner. Tabs sent a bender in, curled it. Did Adams interfere with the keeper? Probably not. A little bit, maybe. Happens every week. Amazing goal by Tabs. Let's not take it away from him. First real attack. Williams, amazing shot. Petro, smash that ball away. What a save. Kept us in the game there in the first half. Scotty, first time effort, 35 minutes in. Could have easily been another goal. Amazing save again by Sells. He's truly an amazing keeper for them. Croupy, 39 minutes. Let's reminisce. Semenyo, Liverpool, halfway line. Dribble, goal. Let's reminisce. Clivert, halfway line. Picks it up, dribbles, bang, goal. Croupy, he's got it. Exactly the same. What an amazing goal. They want to keep her in the Premiership who was saving that. The power, the dip, in at the far corner. Amazing. Not even Sales could save that goal. Half time, 2-0 up. What more can you say? Absolutely dominated. Come out second half. They did come out with a little bit more, let's say, they knew which way they were playing this time and attacking. Gibbs White, 70th minute. Good shot. Again, Petro, amazing save. Yeah, palmed her away, kept her safe. Brooksy, 82nd minute, again, amazing shot. Sales, amazing save. How can we sum up? I mean, an amazing performance. In regards to super subs on and Adley, Brooks, Christie, Cook, and now. Good to see Anal back in it. He deserves to come back after that long-term injury. But my man of the match for the game, I have to say, is got to be, without a doubt, it's got to be Petrovic, Jimenez, Milo the Savage, Senesi, Treffer, Scott, Adams, Tavernier, Clivert, Semenyo, Croupy, Audi, Brooks, Christie, Cook, and Anal. There was no man of the match. It was team of the match. Up the cherries. Cheers.
That is quality, isn't it? I tell you what, I love those.
Sweet guys. So I see.
All right, and Matt, thank you so much for coming
Yeah,
on.
Matt.
Yeah, see you very soon.
Yep.
There we are. So that was Darren from Aussies. Do you know what? He has to do that every single week now. I'm sorry, but that was brilliant. Just the way he said it. Malcolm, who was your standout players?
Oh God, how do you follow that?
I don't think you can really.
Yeah, I mean there were so many good performances right across the field. I mean that back line is just unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wanted a clean sheet at the weekend. I got it. So wish number one. 3 points was obviously something I wanted as well, which we managed. But it was just everything about the game that the Bournemouth players were doing, working for each other, sticking to the task. Even though in the second half I wasn't worried, that we're going to concede because I really couldn't see Forest scoring. We sort of kept them at arm's length most of the time. Brilliant defensive display right across the board. Trafford gets my nod.
Yeah.
I wanted to go for Jimenez, but Trafford, he's just so solid. And I mean, Sean mentioned about Semenyo earlier on. But if you look back at the game and watch it again, and you see how often Trafford was overlapping, giving Semenyo the opportunity of a pass down the line, or if he turned and come back inside, whatever he had the possibilities then, which he did quite often. And in fact, Trafford did have a shot. I know he blazed it over in the second half, but he actually sort of played him in while he was doubled up on, wasn't he, Semenyo? But Trafford, he's got a motor in him. His tackling is good. His defensive awareness is superb. Yeah, he hit it on the button for me.
Definitely. Well, let's welcome him back. Hello, Jamie. You all right?
Hello again.
Hello, mate. You're all right. Go on. Tell us your standout players, Jamie.
My standout players will be. Who did I say? I think I said Krupi was one of them.
You did.
Jimenez was another, and I also thought Adams had a good game. Midfield again. Also, great saves from Petrovic as well. Especially the one from Gibbs White, second half.
Yeah, very.
We just had a good defensive performance second half. It was. I mean, we did have that one chance where where Christie could have taken it on himself, but overall, we're happy with the performance. Another 3 points. We're on to 18 points for the season now.
Yep.
Halfway. Next 2 games it's tricky how Man City never taken a point off them away. That is.
One game at a time, Jamie.
True.
Records to be broken each season.
First time for everything, Jamie.
It'd be good if we can break the curse at Man City now.
100%. Well, I tell you what, let's just quickly go through all of the comments because I have neglected the comments, and we'll go through and comment on each one as well, and then we'll just touch on the Man City game that's coming up next, and then we'll probably round off. But Sean, this one's from you. First half was brilliant attacking display from us, and second half was a brilliant defending display. Cannot disagree. Forest could have come back into it. If they got that goal, it could well have been a very different story, a very different game entirely. But we stood firm. Petrovic was, like you say, Jamie, I forgot about that fantastic save that he made. If something like that had happened and got in, it could have been a different game and a different scenario. But luckily, we walk away with the 3 points yet again. Paul from Oz has said Marcus Tavernier's first half display was the best he's ever had, in my opinion. He was brilliant. Yeah,
certainly up there.
Yeah, 100%. Cannot disagree. Mark Collins there did say about Stanislas against Manchester United was the last corner that was scored like that. Finally, we got some luck on that corner. Yes, we have been a little bit devoid of luck sometimes.
I just want to quickly something with that. He said about fans. What was it Nottingham Forest fans being funny about it being a corner or not? To me, I wouldn't be. If I was them, I wouldn't be too fussed about that because the corner they're allowed to get set up and get ready for it. It's not like ball's just gone out and then it's carried on and they're out of place and all that, because it's a completely separate thing really, where they're allowed to set up, get in position. If it was me if I was a Forest fan, I wouldn't be fussed if it was given as corner. I wouldn't even mention that. I'd be like, it was a corner, we didn't defend it, we weren't right. Simple as that.
Fair enough.
Well.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the fans use that as an excuse, don't they? So, yeah.
Very, very true, Malcolm. Yeah, very true. And, to be honest, if it was defended a lot better, it wouldn't have been a concern. But Forest weren't at the races really all day. They did come back into it in that second half. Like I say, if they got a goal back, it might have given them some impetus. But, we stood firm and we're such a good team. It's such a pleasure to see. He said here, I think it was a corner, but last week it wasn't a penalty in VAR. Apologised, I believe.
Well, I remember seeing something.
Oh yeah, that was a terrible decision for that penalty. And to be honest, I think it was a totting up procedure because, of course, Senesi could have gone for that tackle that was in the middle, in the centre last week at Crystal Palace. But hey,
we
you
move
get
on.
luck.
Yeah, go with the decisions and deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. It was a good goal, says Chris Hubble. Sean, if you want to give me a shout, as I can't write when waiting. Yeah, sorry, I do apologise. Little old Bournemouth again. Yeah, exactly. Well, I love the underdog title. What was the VAR check for the corner kick? Can anyone enlighten me?
Yes, I can.
Go for it, Malcolm.
They just wanted to check on Tyler Adams if it was a foul on the keeper, and it wasn't enough.
Fair enough. I did wonder, I did wonder if it was, because of the because of the corner, and whether or not they were checking it. But surely
They can't do that. They're not allowed to do that.
No. Oh, I thought that, but
I
yeah.
think the whole stadium was thinking whether it's the corner thing or not.
Yeah. It was strange. It was actually strange because my brother was sat next to me. I had Ollie one side, my brother the other side, and my brother had a message sent to him directly after that goal went in, and it came from somewhere in the press section. So obviously they'd seen it on the screens, and my brother picked it up and he said to me that shouldn't have been a corner.
Mm-hmm.
So hey ho, I said, well, you get lucky sometimes, don't you?
Exactly.
Obviously, from our end where we were stood, we wouldn't have seen it anyway, would we? Not a cat and owl's chance. So
no,
there you go.
Not at all. Creepy goal was amazing. Wow, says Chris Hubble.
Absolutely. And wasn't that brilliant? Because we could actually see that from our end as he was going towards goal.
It was
and
so
then he
well
just let
taken.
fly. Wow.
How old is he? 19?
19.
Yeah. Honestly, that's absolutely unbelievable for a 19-year-old.
Yeah, just a couple of years younger than I am. Yeah.
Dan Short agrees with you. Creepy is keeping Evan Nilsson out of the squad so far. Sean, you said it's amazing at the end of last season you would put Christie and Cook as starters, and especially Cook is barely getting the minutes, which shows our depth this season. I don't think you can
It's what we
change
need.
it, can you?
And that is what we said we needed this season, was more depth in the squad. And he can rotate whenever he wants to now. And he's got the players that actually perform as well. So that is, that's big plus points this season.
You can't change it. You can't change it, can you?
That's why I said on the radio that, okay, maybe title's a bit pushing it a bit, but you know what, Champions League, I honestly believe, especially since it'll probably be
Sean, it's
top
too
5,
early to speak about.
I'll go for
It's
that.
too early to speak about stuff like that. Sorry.
You've got to be fun.
Malcolm, I'm dreaming.
Yeah, dreaming.
Yeah,
Get the passports out.
I just go for the next game. Take each game as it comes.
Yeah, Champions League 6-pointer.
Start getting excited in April. There you are.
There we are. There we
Right,
are.
because the season is very long. Right, so and just enjoying the ride.
Exactly. Jamie, you're enjoying the ride, aren't you?
Yep, I'm always enjoying it.
Stuff.
Just hopefully we can get Andoni to a new contract at the end of the season.
Don't you start.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Don't
Malcolm's
you
favourite
start.
topic, that.
He won't do it till the end of the season anyway. Yeah.
He never does long.
His contract is until he's got a contract until June next year. Right? So and he's not gonna say anything. Nobody's gonna say anything until something happens. So you can talk until you're blue in the face, mate.
Just whatever it be.
Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the football, and see where it takes us.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you can say yes. Simple.
He's not going nowhere. Mark Collins has said, I lived in the Midlands when I was younger. Mansfield, Notts County and Forest. There we are. In that order, is it? Mansfield, Notts County and Forest.
Wow.
Chris Hubble said, super croupy goal. Wow. Paul from Oz has said, Croupy still looked full of running at 80 minutes. A real athlete.
Yes, absolutely.
I think he's just starting to get that fitness up there. So
why he's fit enough already? Come on, Sean.
Yeah, they're all fit, but that's what I say. They need game time. Game time and practicing off pitch, they're two different things. And yeah, he's getting more minutes, which is helping him in that. But a question for all of you, I still want to know the answer to. If ever is fully fit for Manchester City, or even further ahead, or whichever, would you start Ever? Would you start Krupe? And what would you do? I say my thing is simple: start Krupe and then bring Ever after 60, 70 minutes on.
Well, first things first, you're not Andoni. You also got to throw Unal into the equation as well, because he'll be getting some minutes for sure, which is great to see him back. In Andoni, we trust. I'm not going to say I've got a favourite. I mean, yes, I love Krupe. I'm totally excited to see him play as often as possible. But I just take what Andoni puts out on the pitch. I just take it. And see,
Adley was when did the subs. Wasn't Adley put up as a striker as well before Unal came on?
He is. Yeah.
I thought he was a winger, to be honest. I didn't know he's a striker, really.
Yeah, but he can play through the middle as well.
Well,
move on.
Yeah, for my 2 pennies worth, I think Krupe, you can't take him out the side because of how he played against Forest and how he played against Crystal Palace. But we've got 3 excellent strikers. Enis Unal offers us something completely different as well. Dan said he agrees with you, Sean. I'm not giving up on Ever, but Andoni likes to change things at 60, and that's where Ever can come on when legs are tired. Take advantage and get that confidence. Very good point. Thank you for letting me come on and give my thoughts on the game, Craig, you're always welcome. Jamie, not a problem. You're back on here now. City away will be interesting. Can we make it 9 unbeaten in the Premier League? Hopefully. You never know.
Well, we'll be discussing that through the week, won't we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trafair played amazing, says Paul from Oz. I'm going to just run through the comments quickly now, and then we'll just round up. I reckon Creepy and Ever should play up front together one game, but you know that Andoni prefers just to have one striker up top. Yeah, but I think
It'd be interesting.
Depends who the opposition is.
Exactly. Maybe in a cup competition. You know, if we do
possible.
a lower league team, you know, he might want to try and mix it up, just give himself some other options rather than, you know, potentially risk something in the Premier League. If it's not broken, don't fix it. That's what my dad always said.
It's quite right.
Mark Collins said, "Can we play you in the FA Cup final?" I think that's towards Forest fans. Yeah, I think that would be a great FA Cup final, wouldn't it? Actually, it would be great just to see that, considering we both went up together. Jamie, you said, it's good to see the 3 newly promoted sides are all given a real go this season. Makes a change. Sunderland, bloody hell, Sunderland are amazing.
Travel tired.
Oh yeah, I will let you go in a second, Malcolm. Yeah, we are getting a lot of comments here. I'll just run through them quickly now. I'll be at Forest away, last game of the season. Hopefully, I will be. Was a brilliant show. All love it. Ollie Hudson, thanks for covering me tonight. It's appreciated. Great show. Not a problem, Ollie. Hope everything is well. And Ollie's going to be with you in the morning, Malcolm. It's not going to be me. Ollie's there. You are. You prefer that, don't you? Paul from Oz said, really enjoyed the show, guys. Well done. Jamie said, when's your next match, Ollie? You know, he's going to be back on tomorrow morning. And yeah, there we are. I'll be back on Cherry AM in the morning and back to normal from next game. Yep. Jimenez, brilliant. I thought Adley needs time. Paul from Oz.
Yeah, he'll get his minutes too.
Man of the match was Croupy, says Jamie.
Good for him.
Did you go to the ladies' last match yesterday, Sean? Did you go?
No, I was at the Forest game. So. Yeah, I did. It was annoying when I realised it's Southampton, basically, so it's just around the corner. But it's annoying when that happens.
Isn't it? Sod's law.
Yeah, but we get the next round. I don't know who. So the draw is tonight for the
Leighton
FA
Orient.
Cup second round.
Leighton Orient. Yeah.
Where's that in the country? I know Leighton Orient, but I don't know where it is in the country.
London.
London.
For goodness sake, yeah.
Maybe I'll go there. That's not too far.
I don't know if they're away or not, but it's in the chat somewhere. Somebody's put it up.
Oh, hopefully at home.
Women's sport, Leighton Orient away, yeah. For second round FA Cup.
We keep getting away fixtures in the games.
There we are. Ollie's just put on here his standout player for me, as I thought it would be last week when me and Malcolm did our Tuesday show. Trafair, incredible game from him.
No, I actually, my pick was before the game. Alex Scott would be the standout player. So I wasn't far off.
No, you wasn't, to be honest. You wasn't.
He had another cracking game, yeah.
Robert Thompson has just confirmed the women have drawn Leighton Orient away in the second round of the FA Cup. Another 7th tier team, but punching above their weight. Darren Hurst has said, good morning. It's Darren's morning. Good moaning from Sydney town, says Robert. Ollie said, yes. Darren said he will catch up with the show on the train to work soon. It's weird to think, isn't it? So glad Adams didn't get a yellow, as he can now play against Man City next weekend. Worried that Adams will get his 5th yellow soon, but let's hope not. Yes, that is a concern.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So what?
Yeah.
Don't worry about
it. Hopefully, first win at City up this Sunday up the cherries, says Jamie.
We'll discuss that later in the week. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, this must be Gemma in rugby, I guess this is. Des quote, annual long way for fuck all day. I guess that's Forest fans, you know. Yeah, sorry, sorry. And the girls' match will be north of London. There we are. We've caught up with all the comments. I'm sorry that I neglected the comment section. It's just been such a good show. It's been full on. Mr. Dorr was on here. Matt was on here. Jamie's here with me. Sean's here. And of course, Mr. Malcolm Chiverton's here with me as well after safely arriving back from the UK and Blighty after watching the match. And yeah, I guess we'll have to go to sleep because very, very soon, Malcolm, because you've got to get up early in the morning for Cherry AM.
All right. I mean, it's only 9:30 my time, so you know it's all right.
To be honest,
I'll be all right. It's Cherry AM is 9 o'clock for me, so it's not a bad thing.
Fair enough.
I'm just weary from the travelling today. That's all it is. But thoroughly enjoyable. Might actually do a little discussion on that tomorrow with Ollie.
Yes, that would be very, very interesting to hear about. Yeah.
I mean, for those that don't know, I did actually put something up on the channel, you know, with pictures and that. So yeah, it was a wonderful experience. And as I said, I'll have a chat with Ollie before the show in the morning and see what his thoughts are. But
You've got to come over very soon as well. Come back very, very soon.
I mean, that could well happen.
Yep.
Yes.
That could well happen.
No, next season we come to Berlin. We come to Germany.
We'll have to have a look and see.
There we are.
I'll keep an eye on the Bundesliga and see who's going to be qualifying for, you know, the European places.
Leverkusen.
You don't want to go over there. Yes. Oh, it's a long way for me, you know, to go there.
Oh, is it? Oh, fair enough. What, plane
journey?
Yeah,
but it's all right. I could get a train. It's not a problem.
Yeah, because I tell you what, German trains are going to be a lot better than the English ones, which are just shite.
Don't you start on about how good the Germans are. before we wrap this up,
yes.
Right? I got off the plane. Now, the time it took the plane to get from Heathrow to Berlin, I had almost the same amount of time queuing up to get through passport control.
What, in Germany?
Yes, and that's how good the Germans are.
I always thought they were well organised.
Oh, get out of here. When you go through passport control, and obviously for Brits it's different because you're not in the EU, so you can't use these, you know, automated machines. So you have to go through the physical side, and you've got 8 windows, right? Mm-hmm. And when there's only 3 of them open, enough said. All right,
Malcolm, you'll have to do the show. You'll have to do a show to prepare for next season when we're in Europe. Then, so we know what to expect.
Well, they might change the regulations, but you know, then you've got this extra cost, isn't it? You know, ETA or whatever it is. I mean, when Germans go to the UK, they have to pay this extra charge.
Never knew that.
Start looking it up if you want to go to Europe. Start looking it up.
I shall be. It's not. What is it? Vorsprung die Technik or something? Wasn't that the Volkswagen slogan?
Yeah, Vorsprung, ne? Vorsprung durch Technik.
That's it. Jamie, absolute pleasure to have you on here again.
Good to see you guys. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight.
All good.
We shall see you very, very soon, no doubt, for the next Cherry Slaps as well.
Yeah, and I'll be calling up
next week,
BT5.
Yes,
should be interesting.
Thank you so much, Jamie, and Sean. Thank you so much for joining us again, mate. And no doubt, see you very, very soon as well.
Yeah, and so I'll be calling up BBC 5 if we beat City.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You have to. You have to. See you later, mate.
See you later.
Anything's possible. Take care.
And Malcolm.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, it's been a very, very good weekend, hasn't it? Hopefully another good weekend next week.
Watch this space.
There we are. We're going on a European tour, Malcolm. We're going to win the league. We're going to do a Leicester. You're going to tell me to stop. Yeah. Guys, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell button below. It does help this channel to grow. Big thank you to everybody who's contributed tonight. Up the cherries. We shall see you tomorrow morning for Cherry Slaps. Well, sorry, Cherry AM. Well, you'll see Malcolm. You won't see myself. And you'll see somebody who can actually talk properly. I mean, Ollie. Thanks for joining us, guys. See you in the morning.
Bye.
TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
I should be like you, Mel.